A student will contact me and he or she will be like, Milton, can you please help me go to North Cyprus? And when I ask the question, do you actually have a sponsor? The students will be like, yes, I have a sponsor. Then few days after, the student will come back and be like, Milton, I do not have a sponsor, but I can cope. Look, international students, look, I'm talking and I'm laughing. Some of you don't understand. Okay, some of you don't understand. You look at me, I talk here, I look very ordinary to you. But when I talk about this issue in Northern Cyprus or North Cyprus, a lot of you don't get it. Look, I'm going to tell you why some people leave Northern Cyprus. Then I will talk about some things that you need to really understand and put into consideration. A lot of people don't actually understand what is happening. And when we tell them, we teach them, they don't listen. Just a few weeks back, someone was telling me that she wants to move back to Cameroon. And when I asked why is she was like, South Cyprus can frustrate me. This is somebody that I told her personally. There are a lot of people I've advised. I even told some not to go, and they were like, Milton, I already paid 1,000 euros to Northern Cyprus. Of course, you have paid the money, but can you sustain the remaining years you are going to that country? You need to be feeding, you need to pay accommodation, you need to pay utility, a lot of things. How do you intend to pay those things? So guys, let me not yarn too much. Let's talk about why people are living North Cyprus. Look, I studied in North Cyprus, and I must be telling you people facts, all right? Only on this channel, I will always say it as it is. I really don't care if you get angry or not, but guys, this is the real truth you need to know. If you are moving to Northern Cyprus, and you should understand that North Cyprus is not in Europe. That is the first point. But degrees in North Cyprus can be used anywhere you want to go to, all right? I have people studying in USA, I have people studying in Germany. I am equally using my own degree. So if you have the possibility, or if you think that you can grab the degree, of course, go and study. It is very simple and very easy. Now, before I tell you that for you to enter North Cyprus, you must have a sponsor. This is no joke. I always insist on this, because there is no need to migrate. Then you don't have a sponsor, you cannot pay your tuition fee, you cannot go to school, you cannot make your own residence permit, that is your legal document, and you are illegal in a country which is not even in Europe. That is a very big problem for you, all right? At least you should be legal, so in case you want to move to another country, it is going to be easy for you. So reason number one why people leave North Cyprus is because unavailable jobs or inavailability of jobs. Now, when we all migrate to these countries, we are moving because we want to improve our lives, we want to improve our families, we want to get jobs, work, and make money, not so. Of course, as a student, if you are studying in the European Union, you can always hustle part-time, and of course you go to school. But in Northern Cyprus, it is going to be very difficult for you to hustle and go to school. I am just telling you this because a lot of us, we don't actually know these things, and it gets us into serious problems. For example, if you have maybe 2,000 pounds and you spend this money, struggle and spend this money and move to Northern Cyprus, and at the end of the day, you don't get a job, you still use the money, and maybe before you reach your second semester of the first year, the money is finished. You now need some money, more money, and there is nobody to take care for you. There is nobody to look after your bills. You are the one alone. You don't have a job in North Cyprus because of what? The language barrier. For you to work in North Cyprus, you need to understand Turkish. You need to be able to speak Turkish, because if you do not know, it will be difficult for Turkish people to employ you. I worked with a company for over 2 years plus because I didn't know the language that much. But when I knew that I was supposed to go into the job market to look for a job, because I didn't have any choice, I had to learn the language from Google. As I was going to school, I was learning. I was struggling with my boss trying to speak, and that was how I became more advanced into the language, though it was still very difficult for me over there. But again, you need to understand and you need to learn this language in order to communicate effectively with your employer or with other employees or people you are working with. Even in your school campus, you need to communicate with people in this language, all right? But it doesn't mean that your program is not going to be taught in English. Bachelor's and master's programs and PhD programs are taught in English. International students have their own special classes or maybe special ways they study, you understand. But it doesn't mean that people don't live in outside Cyprus. A lot of people, when they reach this place, they face challenges, they had to move outside, all right. But because of the promises made by agents will tell you that when you come in, I will give you accommodation that is costing people 400 pounds a month. Agent wants to give you for free. I will give you scholarships that are given by universities for free, all right. 50% scholarship, 75% scholarship that are given to people for free by universities. Agent is telling you that he wants to give you, an agent from Africa again for that matter, that he wants to give you the scholarship for free. How are you going to do all of this? All these lies telling. An agent will tell a student that, come, there are jobs here, you will be working, I already signed a contract for you. You yourself, you don't do due diligence, you just pack your luggages, you pay their flight, and you are moving. Even some of you, agents will go and collect your return ticket flights, your return flight money for you. Why will you pay your flight and an agent is the one collecting the flight money for you? So when I hear some things like this, anyways, I understand we do not know all these things. These are things I went through myself, but believe me, nobody can trample on my intelligence. No agent didn't take any of my 5 francs. Before I even left my country, that same 2016, I was moving to North Cyprus. I told the agency that I will not be coming back. What about my return ticket? And they told me what to do, and I did it. And the money was given back to the individual I assigned to collect. So these are certain things you need to understand. And language barrier especially is pushing a lot of international students out, because if you don't know the language, you cannot get a job. And if you cannot get a job, how do you intend to afford your bills? You cannot feed, you are forced to move away. Some people recently returned to my country few weeks back, and when I spoke to them, they said, no, it's better I return early when my return ticket is still available than for me to continue living in there where I will never achieve anything. You understand? These are people that got wrong orientation. They were poorly evaluated, or let me say they were poorly orientated. You understand? Before you move to places, try to speak with people. Try to look at people who have been there before. I can't believe I'm sharing videos on this YouTube channel and people are still moving, and at the end of the day, the worst one is that I always tell people that if you have a sponsor, go and study, because it is cheap and it's going to be very affordable for you to get the degree from there. Then when you get the degree, look for other countries and migrate to. But people don't listen to me. It's rather sad, and there is nothing I can do about that. Again, the limitation to jobs. Even if you learn the language, how do you work? In North Cyprus, there are few jobs, all right? There are few jobs. That is the truth. There are few jobs. Even when you find a job, they will tell you that we need this person, we don't need black person, we don't need African. At the end of the day, you realize that only the Turkish people, the Pakistanis, maybe the Indians, they are working, all right? I remember when I was in North Cyprus in 2018, then I went to one hotel to apply for a job. Before even knocking the gate, they told me there was no job. I mean, just knocking the gate, they told me there was no job. So the thing was so funny to me, but I thank God everything went well. So please, a lot of people are living because of all these problems, all right? Not like, because if you go to North Cyprus, a lot of us, we want to move because we want to make money, pay our fees, graduate, then make money for our families. If you now move and you don't have any support system, how do you intend to graduate? And in North Cyprus, another thing you need to understand is that the availability of personnel when it comes to head offices, or let's say some universities, or let's say some diplomatic missions will not allow you live in North Cyprus, in the sense that they do not grant certain visas. But because we are talking about why students and people are living in North Cyprus, that is why I will not focus more in this video. But know that because of language barrier, because of lack of jobs, people will always leave this country, all right? That there are no two things, language barrier and lack of jobs. Because at the end of the day, you don't have a job, you are paying bills. What do you intend to gain when after you pay the bills? You cannot pay bills, and at the end of the day, you cannot work. Even if you are paying the bills, there should be somewhere where you are going to get. So because of all these reasons, a lot of international students are looking for their means to live, and they are living. But what I think I want to tell you is that if you have the possibility, if you go into North first, if you move to North Cyprus and you do not know what to do, and at the end of the day, you see that you can migrate, of course, apply for a visa and run away. The reason is because you cannot more pay your academic studies or lessons, and there is no need living in a country where you cannot study, you cannot work, you cannot do anything. So these are some of the things that you need to know. All these untold stories that people tell you, please make sure you verify. Someone will sit in South Cyprus and tell you that, no, go to North Cyprus, then you will cross to South Cyprus. When you now want to cross, the immigration holds you. That is a very big setback. And again, there are many videos on this YouTube channel talking about all these details to you. So you have to sit down, check the videos one after the other, subscribe to the channel and watch them so that you understand what people are going through. Some people will even tell you that go to South Cyprus and seek asylum. I just want to elaborate a little more. All right, at the end of the day, you go to South Cyprus and there is nothing like that. You have to again do things on yourself, and at the end of the day, you end up saying that you want to, because if you don't have the asylum in South Cyprus, you will return back home. All right, you will return back home. That is how it is. You will return, and but the truth is that if you can return back home when it's still time, you move immediately. But couldn't, because there are some people that are not very strong. When you tell them to move back, they will be thinking otherwise. But however, only the strong people do survive in this industry. So you have to understand all these details before you take drastic decisions. Because if you take decisions that will affect you tomorrow, for example, just imagine you move to North Cyprus and you are not going to school, don't have a permit, you are illegal, and an opportunity comes your way that you have to apply for a particular visa to another country. Now you don't have a passport. Maybe you don't have a residence permit to live in North Cyprus. A lot of things, a lot of problems that people get themselves into. So please always make sure you follow every detail. Please, it is very important. Follow details very well, all right, so that you don't get into problem. I will be talking about more videos because I think September season is coming. Very soon it will be June, July, where admissions will start against September. Please, North Cyprus is an island located in the Mediterranean Sea, south of Turkey and east of Greece. There is no thing like a job available, scholarships I will give you. No, jobs are present, but you must look for them and work yourself. Those telling you about scholarship are big time thieves. All right, their scholarships are available for bachelor's and master's students, so you have to put all of this, and not all the students, depending on your mode of the method you use to ask for the scholarship. So these are some of the things you need to put into consideration, so that at the end of the day you don't have issues with people and you study well and move to your other countries with ease. Until we meet again in another one.